What do we got here? Heinous new charges against Mexican megachurch apostle involve kitty incest and mask feds. Oh, Jesus fuck. My radical ass is leaving? No, your radical ass has to stay. The pedophile apostle of a Mexico-based megachurch would force kitty victims to commit incest in front of him. Jesus fucking Christ. And have them wear masks so they wouldn't realize it. What the shit? And Manhattan federal indictment says, Nayasan Joaquin Garcia, 56, and 5 of his top lieutenants at La Luz del Mundo were indicted by the feds earlier this month on charges of sex trafficking, child pornography, racketeering, in a horrific sweeping case involving victims from New York to the UK to South Africa. Holy shit. God damn. From 3 countries, eh? The indictment recently unsealed in Manhattan federal court echoes some of the previous accusations against Garcia, who was already in prison for sex charges. He is serving a 16-year, 8-month sentence in California after a 2022 plea deal on state sex abuse raps involving his sick antics. And at his church, which boasts millions of members, authorities have alleged that Garcia, his late father Samuel Joaquin Flores, and dead grandfather Aaron Joaquin Gonzalez exploited a slew of followers with the help of relatives and staff. On at least one occasion, Samuel's wife, Eva Garcia de Joaquin, held down a minor victim so that Samuel could R-word the victim. God, I can't just keep saying it. Jesus Christ. The indictment says, Garcia was transferred to federal custody Wednesday when the indictment was unsealed. The same day, his 79-year-old mother, Eva Garcia Joaquin, was taken into custody in Los Angeles. Dude, this is fucked up. This is like a what is this? This is like the whole family's in on it? What the shit? Garcia is already serving 16 years sex abuse sentence. Okay. Prosecutor said many girls and women abused by one generation of church leaders stayed in the congregation and later became the mothers of victims targeted by the next. Garcia would force boys and girls and women to have Garcia sex while he watched, officials said, according to the Associated Press. Some of the children would have to wear masks so they didn't know they were having sex with relatives, authorities said. What the fuck? What? AP reported. Garcia's lawyer, Alan Jackson, called the indictment nothing more than a rehashing of old, recycled claims that have been made before, scrutinized before, and ultimately debunked and disproven before. He said the feds were guilty of a reckless campaign of government overreach and that he would prove the charges are desperate, unfounded, recycled, and driven by ulterior motives. The new federal indictment claims Garcia and his lieutenants coerced church members into sexual abuse under the guise of religious service, while threatening eternal damnation for resistance. According to federal authorities, the church leader... What? Bro, what? How are you gonna bring... How are you gonna bring the God's name in this when you're doing shady shit? Like, what? According to federal authorities, the church leaders transported victims across international borders to locations including... Dude, this is a fucking church cult, man. Locations including New York, Malaysia, and United Kingdom, Spain, Portugal. Why didn't they just say a cult, man? This is a fucking... Right? This is one of those fucking... Right? Religious church cult, man. Fucking doing sex trafficking and all that shit, dude. This is... Dude, what the fuck? This is shady as shit. Oh, Malaysia, United Kingdom, Spain, Portugal, Poland, South Africa, where Garcia sexually abused them. So many survivors have been speaking up now from both Mexico and the U.S., said Xochitl Martin, 39, a former church member who has assisted authorities investigating Garcia, to NPR. Oh, gross. Anyways, Martin said the church's leadership enabled abuse across generations, pointing to her aunt, now in her 60s, who told her she was assaulted by Samuel and his wife as a teenager. She said victims of an apostles are encouraged by the new federal charges. It was a good day for her, Martin said of her aunt's response. Even though Samuel left this world and didn't pay his debt to society and to the kids that he abused, at least his wife is now living to see that day. And that's a form of justice for a lot of survivors. Oof. Yeah, I mean, you need some form of justice, right? Holy shit. Which one is this one? Sorry, I'm getting a little tired. Roaming pack of wild dogs. As many as 40 terrorizes Texas City. I don't want my children to be that dog food. Well, I mean, when you have... Yeah, honestly, that's not... Yeah, a pack of wild dogs is not good. There have been incidences where packs of wild dogs have attacked people, and it's not good. Basically, the animal pest control have to come, or whoever takes care of those incidences, right? They have to euthanize all those dogs because they fucking did something terrible. Who let the dogs out? Also, they might have rabies, so that's why they have to also euthanize them so that they can check if the person had rabies or not. It's all bad. Who let the dogs out? A pack of dozens of wild dogs have been roaming in northern Texas City. Oh wait, was this the same? Was this in Texas where? Yeah, because there was an incident where in Texas someone was mauled by a group of dogs. Was this the same area? Pack of dozens of wild dogs have been roaming in northern Texas City, growing bolder and sparking fears that children may not be safe on the streets, with local officials claiming they can't do much. The city of Godley has been besieged by a group of strays, with residents warning city officials that the animals are no longer just prowling the streets at night, but are now out and about throughout the day. At this point, we now have dogs, feral dogs, obviously sick, obviously having issues trying to find food, that are out and about at the same time that my children and our children are on the streets. Local Bruce Motes told NBC5, "The dogs are going to look for food, and I don't want my children to be that dog food," he added. Unsettling footage of the dogs roaming the streets shows the problem began months ago, with the strays now becoming accustomed to the neighborhood and prowling together in broad daylight. Mote said that what was once an oddity in the city has now become a genuine safety concern, with the pack growing to as many as 40 dogs, which left his family frightened after a recent encounter. "We're getting the kids out of the war." Sorry. Out of the war. I mean, yeah, you want to get them out of that fucking war, right? With a bunch of wild dogs roaming around. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. "We're getting the kids out of the car. We start hearing barking, and then we see dogs running from that corner running to our house," he told the local outlet. "As that was happening, my wife rushed my daughter inside the house. My son locked himself up in my Tahoe, and I went to the house to retrieve my firearm," he recalled. That's right. This is why you want a firearm. Exactly. Right. Especially out in right. If you're out in the country, right, especially the countryside where right there's not a lot of infrastructure, and you have to be careful of literal wild animals like fucking like deer, moose, bison and shit like that, right? Big animals that could really fuck you up, right? Like bears and shit. Maybe a coyote. Coyotes can fuck up humans if you're not careful, right? A pack of coyotes can really fuck you up. Yeah, you gotta be careful. He recalled. Well, it said that while he hopes never to use, or you got like mountain lions and shit, right? You gotta be careful on mountain lions. Moat said that while he hopes never use his guns on the dogs, he's prepared to have to make the decision if it becomes necessary. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's self-defense, right? Neighbors are unsure where the dogs come from, but many echoed and the safety concerns, as well as worries over the pack, as many of the canines appeared malnourished and sickly. Johnson County Commissioner Rick Bailey said abandoned animals have become a growing problem in the area, but claimed that the county does not have the legal authority to round up the dogs. Yeah, in a sense, you don't. I mean, you have to call in the dog pounds and stuff, and right, they don't have probably the resources to deal with that too. So you have to get like extra help. That costs resources. So I mean, yeah, this shit costs money. Even if the county did catch the canines, he told the local outlet that all the shelters are full. Oh, well, there's your issue. No more shelters. So there isn't anywhere to put them. It is great concern, he said, but I don't have a solution, nor any answer. Oh, that's our prison system for our, yeah, we got a lot of people in our prison system almost overflowing, and now we don't have any space because we took out asylums and certain other programs that would help facilitate right these beds for other individuals, but now we don't have that. So now we throw them in prison and jail. Yeah, isn't that great? Or they just overflow and then they get caught and released. Yeah. Like these dogs, right? Anyways, other than we are in dialogue with other cities in the county to see if there's anything or if there's something we can do to mitigate this problem. The Godly Cities Council is prepared to review a proposal later this week set to levy new punishments against people who abandon animals. There you have it. Also, isn't in a sense, honestly, if you're abandoning an animal like that, you should. That's like animal cruelty in a sense, right? Why are you having a pet that you're? Why did you pay for a pet that you can't take care of, and then now you're abandoning them, right? Honestly, you should probably go to jail for that. That's animal cruelty, right? It's like, what are you doing? You know, you don't have the right. If you're gonna have that kind of responsibility, you better fucking own up to it, right? Or accountability to right purchase a pet, and then you're gonna do that kind of shit. It's like what? Why? Why? Anyways, Ukrainian drones strike a Russian top oil refinery, sparking massive fire. Yeah, wait, wasn't this recently? I think we already seen this one. Apparently, this was yesterday. Oh wait, did this happen again? Ukrainian drones overnight struck one of Russia's largest oil refineries, sparking a fire, according to Russian officials and Ukraine's military. As you can see, this is why Russia is trying to throw drones through Poland and Romania to try and get to fucking, in a sense, probe and to get into probably Ukraine if they can. The strike on the Karishi's refinery in Russia's northwestern Leningrad region follows weeks of Ukrainian attacks on Russian oil infrastructure that Kiev says fuels Moscow's war effort. So, this is why Trump is trying to stop India and all those people from NATO from buying Russian oil, right? Is because everyone's everyone's throwing money and then they're destroying shit, throwing money and destroying shit. So it's like, hey man, this is warfare, right? Fuck. I shouldn't be laughing about this, but this is how fucking stupid it is sometimes, right? The facility operated by Russian oil major Surgeon Neft and Gas. I'm getting that's the fucking oil company. Sorry. Produces close to 17.7 sorry million metric tons per year, 355,000 barrels per day of crude, and is one of Russia's top 3 by output. More than 3 years since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, drones have emerged as a key weapon for both sides. Multiple Russian drones crossed into Poland on Wednesday, prompting NATO. Oh, okay, so they talk about it here. NATO to send fighter jets to shoot them down, and underlining long-held concerns that the fighting might spill over beyond Ukraine's borders. And this is the issue, right? Are we going to get into a world war because we have a bunch of places popping off right now, like Myanmar, right? Lebanon is the right shit's going down over it, right? Israel's fucking going all ham, right? Fucking the Houthis in Yemen, right? They're all going ham, right? The Somalia, right? This South Africa, right? Congo and all that shit. Rwanda, right? All those places, right? There's so many places popping off right now. I mean, obviously, some of these places are contained through, right? They're having it, right? Some of these places are having a civil war in themselves, right? Like the Africa situation, right? South Africa situation. Those people are having a civil war with themselves, and they they sometimes ask for outside help, right? Anyways. More than 3, right, or the Middle East, for instance, right? These people are in itself having a war with themselves, right? All the people within the region having a war with each other or hating each other because everyone's different religions and practices and beliefs and blah blah blah, right? Everyone's having issues and the cultures aren't meshing well, right? On Wednesday, prompting NATO to, and then, don't forget, some of the Asian countries are having issue with immigration too, right? I mean, you're seeing, what was that? Japan was having some slight issues, right? Anyways, on Wednesday, so everyone's having some, right? There's, everybody's having some issues, yes? More than 3 years since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, drones have emerged as a key weapon for both sides. Multiple Russian drones crossed into Poland Wednesday, prompting... sorry. I already read that. Sorry, I went off on track on that little tangent. Anyways, according to Ukraine's general staff, explosions and a fire were reported at the Kyrgyz refinery. It posted a photo appearing to show a blaze in clouds of smoke against a night sky. Regional Gov Alexander Drozdenko said 3 drones were downed overnight in the Kyrgyz area, with falling debris sparking a fire at the facility. He said no one was injured and the blaze was put out. Russian officials did not immediately comment on the consequences of the strike. At least 80 Ukrainian drones were shot down overnight over Russia. I believe they were trying... I don't know if this... They were trying to send missiles in, too, at one point. I don't... Not this particular incident, but I think a few weeks back, or something like that. Occupied Crimea and the adjacent Sea of Azova, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. Russia remains the world's second largest oil exporter, but a seasonal rise in demand and sustained Ukrainian drone strikes have caused gas line shortages in recent weeks. That's because, right, oil seasonal rise is because it's winter, it's winter coming up, right? So you need heat and you need resources to get the heat, right? And so, well, oil, right? You need maybe you need it for your car or something. Maybe you need gasoline for your generators or something, right? Stuff like that. Anyways, gas stations have run dry in some regions of the country, with motorists waiting in long lines and officials resorting to rationing or cutting off sales together. Oh, well, there you have it. To try to ease the shortage, Russia has paused gasoline exports, with officials Wednesday declaring a full ban until September 30th, and a partial ban affecting traders and intermediaries until October 31st. There you have it. Deadly incidents along Russia's rails. Also in the Leningrad region, a diesel locomotive was derailed during the night, local gov Drozdenko said Sunday. The region surrounds but does not include Russia's second city of St. Petersburg. Drozdenko said the locomotive's driver was trapped in his cabin and later died of his injuries while being transported to the hospital. He added an official probe would check for signs of sabotage. Separately, a bomb planted along railway lines in Russia's Oryol region has killed 3 people, according to reports by local gov and Andrei Klitschkov. He said victims had been inspecting the track and identified one as a member of Russia's National Guard. According to Klitschkov's posts published late Saturday and Sunday, the incident happened near the town of Malyarka Hagahovsk. What? I'm sorry, I butchered that. Some 200 kilometers, 120 miles from the Ukrainian border. Russian officials did not immediately comment on what caused it. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, basically everyone's running gay ops on each other. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Anyways, there you have it. That's all the news articles. Links will be in the description.